Today we will discuss what is Hall effect. So one of the very important topic in semiconductor physics. In order to understand the Hall effect, one has to know about the effect of magnetic field on a moving electric charge. See, this already we discussed in your lower classes. What is the effect of magnetic field on a moving electric charge? Using Fleming's left-hand rule, we discussed this. What is the effect of magnetic field to the electric charge? Now we will define what is Hall effect. When a material in which a current flow is there is subjected to magnetic field acting at right angles to the direction of current flow, and electric field is induced across the material in a direction perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field and the current flow. So what is the Hall effect? When a material in which a current flow is there is subjected to magnetic field acting at right angles to the direction of the current flow, and electric field is induced across the material in a direction perpendicular to direction of magnetic field and the current flow. This phenomenon is called Hall effect. The application of Hall effect. So we can study the semiconducting property of the materials using Hall effect. And what are the different types of semiconducting material? We have N-type and P-type semiconducting material. And in order to determine the material whether it belongs to N-type or P-type, we can use the Hall effect. While discussing the theory of Hall effect, we will come to know that how we can determine N and P type of semiconductor. Then the second application is to determine the carrier concentration. So charge carriers, we have electron and holes are the charge carriers. To find the carrier concentration, so we are using Hall effect. And another application of Hall effect is mobility of charge carriers. Mobility of charge carriers. So in order to determine the mobility of the charge carriers, the Hall effect can be used. There are many more applications for Hall effect. Now we will discuss what is the theory of Hall effect, and we will determine expression for Hall voltage and what is expression for Hall coefficient, and using Hall coefficient we can write the expression for Hall voltage. Okay. So you consider a slab of semiconducting material. A slab of semiconducting material, and the distance between the upper end and the lower end is equal to D, and its thickness is equal to W. Okay. Now the current is flowing along the x direction. This is x direction, so the current direction will be equal to x direction, and I is the current which passes through the semiconducting material, that is along x direction. And along the z direction, this is the z direction, a magnetic field is applied. A magnetic field is applied along the z direction. And this is our direction, which is y direction perpendicular to x and z. See, when the current is applied along the positive x direction, when the magnetic field is applied along the b direction, and the current which flows along the positive x direction, according to the Hall effect, there will be a field which is induced perpendicular to the both direction of the magnetic field and the direction of the current flow, and that is along y direction. That field is developed. This is Hall effect. Now, if you consider N type of material here, N type of material. See, we used N type of semiconducting material, and the magnetic field is applied along B. Due to this application of magnetic field, see, we know that in the N type, the charge carriers are electrons. Electrons are the majority charge carriers. Holes are the minority charge carriers. Therefore, due to the application of magnetic field B, all these holes and electrons, they are moves in a downward direction. That means from the upper end, it moves to the downward direction. That means lower end. So, due to the application of magnetic field, charge carriers moves towards the lower end. Now, here the majority charge carriers are the electrons. Therefore, the holes are can be negligible here. So, if you neglect that holes, see, all the electrons they comes. That means electrons are negatively charged particle or it's negatively charged. Therefore, the negative charge which accumulate on the lower end of the N type of semiconducting material. Therefore, here the negative charge develops. In the lower end, the negative charge develops. But in the upper end, it loses electrons. That means it loses the negative charge. Therefore, it becomes positive. Upper end becomes positive, lower end becomes negative. And here the negative charge develops, and here the positive charge, and they are separated with this distance d. That means there will be a potential on which is negative potential and which will develop between the upper end and the lower end. This potential or this voltage which develops between these two ends is called Hall voltage, and this was studied by a scientist named as Edwin Hall, and therefore it is named as Hall effect, and he observed this. Therefore the voltage is called as Hall voltage. Hall voltage, that is equal to VH. VH is the Hall voltage. Due to this Hall potential or due to this potential which is developed, now perpendicular to that means perpendicular means along the y direction, there will be a field which develops, or this negative potential which is developed between the upper end and the lower end, which establishes another field which is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field and the current flow, that means along y direction, and that field is called Hall field. Hall field, and Hall field is denoted as EH. And now we know that the effect of magnetic field when it is applied to a current when it is flow, and we know that from Lorentz field will be experienced according to the Fleming's left hand rule, and this Lorentz field which will develop, and due to this Hall effect there will be a field of the force which is opposite to the Lorentz field which will develop. Okay, due to the Hall field there will be a force which develops opposite to the Lorentz field, and that force is called Hall force. Hall force, which is denoted as FH. And we know that from Fleming's left hand rule, we know that what is the Lorentz field? Lorentz field, which is denoted as FL, which is equal to minus BeV. FL is equal to minus BeV, which is the field which is acting on the material that is called Lorentz field. Let us consider this is equation number 1. Now, in case of N type of material, the charge carriers are electrons. Therefore, electrons are moves or pushed downward direction due to the application of magnetic field. And there will be negative charge which develops in the lower end, upper end will be positive charge. But instead of N-type material, if you use the P-type of material, in case of P-type, holes are the majority charge carriers. Therefore, both hole and electrons are pushed towards the downward end, and majority is the holes. That means in the lower end, now the number of holes will be more than the number of electrons. That means the positive charge density or positive charge accumulate on the lower end, and upper end becomes negative. So, using all effects, we can determine which is the N-type material and which is the P-type. If the upper end, if it is a positive charge, then it is a negative N-type material. Upper end, if it is a negative charge, then it is a P-type of semiconducting materials. Now we will continue with the determination of Hall voltage, expression for Hall voltage. See, now the Lorentz force is FL, which is equal to minus BeV, where B is the applied magnetic field, E is the charge of electron, and V is called drift velocity. Now, due to the development of the Hall voltage or the Hall potential, there will be a force acting on the electron, and its direction is opposite to the direction of the Lorentz force. And that force is called, Hall force, that is FH. And FH is equal to minus E into EH. Let us consider this is equation number 2. Now, as these electrons, it is pushed towards the downward end, it goes on increases. Okay, as the electron which goes on increases or pushed towards the downward end, and this deflection goes on increases, there will be a Hall field also goes on increases, and there will be the force which is acting on the electron and which is opposite to the Lorentz force, which also goes on increases. Therefore, at one stage, FL becomes equal to FH, and that condition is called equilibrium condition. That is, at equilibrium condition, FL is equal to FH. Both opposing forces, they becomes equal. Now, from equation number 1 and 2, if FL is equal to FH, we can write minus E into EH, which is equal to minus BeV. Minus E into EH is equal to minus BeV. So here minus E and here the minus E, they cancels. Therefore, we can write EH is equal to BeV. EH is equal to BeV. Let us consider equation number 1. So what is the EH? EH is the field, that is called Hall field. Hall field EH is equal to B into V. Now, how to find? See, our aim is to find or determine the expression for Hall voltage, VH. Say, if D is the distance between the upper end and the lower end, then we can write Hall voltage, Hall field EH, which is equal to VH by D. If VH is the Hall voltage and the distance between the upper end and the lower end is equal to D, then Hall field EH is equal to Hall voltage by D, that is VH by D. From this, we can write VH is equal to EH into D. EH into D. But what is EH from equation number 1? We can write VH is equal to EH is B into V into D. Let us consider this equation. This is equation number 3. This equation is 4. So VH is equal to BV into D. Let us consider this is equation number 4. See, now let us consider the thickness of the material which is used is equal to W. What is that? W is the thickness of the material used in the Z direction. Now, what is the area of cross section? Area of cross section of the current flow, that is along the x direction. Current flow is I is the current flow, and area of cross section, if W is the thickness, then area A is equal to W into D, where D is the distance between upper end and the lower end. W is the thickness of the material. Therefore, A is equal to W into D. But we know that the current density J is equal to current by area. Current by area. What is the current flow in this? Which is equal to I. And area is equal to W into D. So I by W into D, that is the current density. And also we have the equation for current density J is equal to N into E into V. So what is V? We know that drift velocity. E is the charge of electrons. And what is N? N is the carrier concentration. So J is equal to NeV. And this can also be written. That is the product of the charge and the charge carrier concentration. So which is equal to rho. That is charge density. See, N into E can be written as charge density rho into V, which is equal to J. Let us consider equation number 5. So J is equal to rho V, and also we got J is equal to I by W into D. Comparing these two, we can write rho V is equal to I by W into D. So rho V is equal to I by W into D. Therefore, what is V? From this we can write what is V? V is equal to I by rho into W into D. Therefore, drift velocity V is equal to I, the current, divided by the charge density into the thickness into the distance between the upper end and the lower end of the material. So now we got V. Use this V in our equation for Hall voltage VH. So what is the equation we got for Hall voltage VH? So I am writing here VH is equal to B into V into D. So this is the equation we got for Hall voltage VH. Therefore, now substitute for V. Let us consider this equation is equation number 6. Using this 6 in equation number 4, this is from 4 we got. VH is equal to BVD. So using this in Hall voltage equation, we can write Hall voltage VH is equal to B into, what is V? V is equal to I by rho into W into D into D. Right? So this D and this D cancels. So what is the remaining for VH? VH is equal to B into I divided by rho into W. This expression is called expression for Hall voltage, where B is the applied magnetic field, I is the current, W is the thickness, and rho is the charge density. Therefore, what is the charge density? Charge density rho is equal to B into I divided by VH into the thickness W. This is the expression for charge density. So, in all effect, if you measure what is the VH, and by knowing the applied magnetic field and the current which flows in the material and what is the thickness of the material, we can find the charge density in a Hall effect. Now next we will discuss what is the Hall coefficient RH. So we know that in a semiconducting material, that is the Hall field EH, and which is directly or which depends on the current density and the applied magnetic field. So we can write EH is proportional to J into B. EH is proportional to J and B. What is that? J is the current density, B is the applied magnetic field. Now, see, we can write EH is equal to, use the proportionality constant RH. RH is the proportionality constant. RH into JB. Therefore, what is RH? RH is called Hall coefficient. RH is called Hall coefficient. From this, we can write what is RH. RH is equal to EH by J into B. RH is equal to EH by J into B. See, we know what is EH. In the derivation we studied EH is equal to BV and J is equal to, from equation number 5, we know that J is equal to rho into V. So EH is equal to BV, J is equal to rho V. Substituting that, we can write this is equal to BV by rho V into B. So this BV and this BV cancels. So what is remaining? See, remaining is RH is equal to 1 by rho. This is the expression for Hall coefficient. So Hall coefficient is 1 by the charge density, rho. 1 by charge density is called Hall coefficient, RH. Now, what is the expression for Hall voltage in terms of Hall coefficient? How we can write expression for Hall voltage in terms of Hall coefficient, RH? See, we know that. What is the expression? Final expression we got for VH. VH is equal to B into I, W divided by rho into W into D. Right? Sorry. BI by rho into W. VH is equal to BI by rho into W is the expression for Hall voltage. This can be written as 1 by rho into BI by W. 1 by rho into BI by W, which is equal to VH. But what is 1 by rho? 1 by rho is equal to RH. Therefore, we can write VH is equal to RH into BI divided by W. See, this is the expression for Hall voltage in terms of Hall coefficient. Okay. Similarly, using the expression for VH is equal to BI by rho into W. We can write what is RH. RH is equal to 1 by rho. So, one reciprocal, you take 1 by VH, that is 1 by rho we are getting here. Write the expression for 1 by rho, that is equal to RH. That is the expression for RH in terms of applied magnetic field and the current which passes through the material. Okay, like this video and subscribe.